Welcome to CVTsport.net Game of the Week. Bringing you high school, college, amateur, semi-pro, and professional sports video from right here in Central Vermont. Over a decade of local Central Vermont sports video action. Get ready, because it's time for the CVTsport.net Game of the Week.
My daddy made this. Daddy!
From the Barry BOR, welcome to high school hockey action. Game 2 on CVTsport.net, CVTV 723.org, and at CVTV channel 192 in Barry. Same matchup, different nickname though. Spaulding Crimson Tide take it on the CVU Redhawks in our boys hockey game. It's Jim Severance along with our broadcast crew, Todd Mansfield producing and Hunter Mansfield handling the camera work. Records coming into this one, the Crimson Tide at 1-8-2 on the season. And for the Redhawks, they're at 5-5-2 on the season. Crimson Tide coming off a game last Wednesday, it was last Wednesday, as they took on the Rice Green Knights. And the Green Knights came away with a 4-1 victory. Garrett Cameron scored the Crimson Tide goal, and Noah Long had 26 saves as the Crimson Tide got 18 shots on goal. Before that one, they got their first win of the season as they downed St. Johnsbury 3-2, an exciting one in overtime. Evan Peliquin, Garrett Cameron, and then Trevor Arsenault won it for the Crimson Tide in OT. For the Redhawks, they're coming off a loss to South Burlington, or actually that was a 2-2 tie with South Burlington, was their last game. We don't have any scoring info from that one. The Redhawks are coached by J.P. Benoit in his 6th season. Last year, they made it to the D1 quarterfinals, and they lost to BFA St. Albans. A lot of younger players on this squad, and a veteran goaltender who's one of the better ones in the state. Starting in goal is Jason Douglas. He was a Burlington Free Press honorable mention player last season, and Douglas will be on net for your CVU Redhawks. Taking a look at their lines, their top unit, Devin Fay centers the top unit with Travis Stroh and Brady James. Nick Menard centers the second unit with Trevin Keefe and Zach Vincent. Third unit is Jack Bryan with Aiden Pillsbury and Stuart Allard. Defensive pairings, Jacob Whitcomb with Alex Zukowski and Ted Connery with Calvin Mullaney, and Jason Douglas is your starting goaltender. Crimson Tide lines will look like this. They should start with Reese Thayer, centers with Tyler Booton and Cam Burke. Evan Peliquin will skate with Garrett Cameron and Cameron Thayer. We could see Austin Kelly with Drew LaPrade and Carson Lewis, and Mike Emmons with Andre Pelletier and AJ Romeo. Defensive pairings, Averill Parker with Trevor Arsenault, who will also rotate up to forward. Graydon Hawkins with Aiden Cresco, and Ellison Fortin, the senior goaltender, is going to get a start in this one. This is our Make-A-Wish combination Think Pink game, as you can see by the Crimson Tide jerseys. It's the Cancer Awareness Day, and it's also a day we're getting special donations for Marcus Bisson. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a couple of moments, but we get your CVU starters now.
At center, a senior, number 2, Devin
Now we get your starters for the Spaulding Crimson Tide. Gotta love the pink they're doing on the pads for Ellison Fortin gets the start.
At defense, a junior, number 22, April Parker. At defense, a senior, number 12,
Trevor Arsenault got the game winner in overtime. The Crimson Tide's leading goal scorer this season.
Number 20, Reese Sayre. At left wing, a senior, number 25, Tyler Rugen. And at right wing, a junior, number 8, Camden Burke. The rest of the Crimson Tide, who are coached by Jason LaCroix, Deborah Heath, Kevin Avery, and Evan Parent. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, remove your hats, direct your attention towards the American flag for this afternoon's national anthem.
This game is made possible by CVTV723.org. If you want to support live-streamed Spaulding High School sports, please go to CVTV723.org and look for the Donate Now tab. Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels, located in East Montpelier, Vermont. Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you
Vermontville
warm.
high school students can start college for free at the Community College of Vermont. Get a taste of college life and learn about options after high school by attending an Access Day and enrolling in our Intro to College and Careers class. Juniors and seniors are eligible for 2 dual enrollment vouchers, each good for 1 free CCV course. And seniors can complete their last year of high school and first year of college at the same time through the Early College Program. They can even stay at CCV and earn a free associate degree through the McClure Free Degree Promise. Learn more at gotocollegevt.org.
With the playing of our national anthem, just about ready to face it off with high school hockey action. However, this is a very special game. We mentioned, as you can tell by the pink jerseys, it's Cancer Awareness Day, but it's also our Make-A-Wish special day for a local child. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down to ice level right now and pick up our public address guy, Mike Douglas. And he's going to be describing exactly what is going on at center ice.
And the whole Patriots team along with Mr. Kraft. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Marcus Listen. Marcus is being escorted by his mom, Jennifer, who will now perform the ceremonial cup drop. Let him hear, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a lot of special events taking place here at the Barry BOR. As you walk in, there is a drop-off area for Marcus Bisson to make his Make-A-Wish dream come true. As you saw him come out there on center ice, he's a local child from Williamstown, and the whole community has been behind them as he is a cancer survivor. Also here at the Barry BOR, there's food available. Everything is by donation. And of course, it all benefits Marcus Bisson. Teams are meeting around their starting goaltenders, Jason Douglas for the Red Hawks and Ellison Fortin for the Spaulding Crimson Tide. The Red Hawks are right in the middle of it in D1 with a 5-5-2 record, and the Crimson Tide at 1-8-2. Coming off a 4-1 game, a loss to the Rice Green Knights. We've kind of said this all season long, not trying to sound like a broken record, but for the Crimson Tide, we've seen them stay with the better teams in the state. You got to go all the way through, though. If they can stay with the team into the third period, down a goal tied, you never know what happens. They played Essex fairly tough, entered the third period just down by 1. And they also played Colchester very tough. I believe Colchester was one of their ties on the season. Reese Thayer and Devin Fay ready to draw it at center ice. And we are underway with high school hockey action. Puck is going to be thrown in by Whitcomb. Cutting through, puck is tipped away, Travis Stroh. Now the Crimson Tide break out the other way. Burke off the boards. Puck is backhanded in by Fay. Burke will hammer it down. Quick change up for the Crimson Tide. Red Hawks will start their breakout. It's going to be intercepted by Peliquin. Peliquin is close and he scores! Right off the bat. 33 seconds in, Evan Peliquin buries the shot by Douglas, and the Crimson Tide take a 1-0 lead. I've also said it this season, the Crimson Tide got to take advantage of their scoring opportunities, and they do it quick in this one. Now it's Mulaney in back of his own net. Peliquin's goal was unassisted as play continues on. Puck is going to be kept in by the Red Hawks. Battle along the boards. It's Trevin Keefe. Now the Red Hawks will skate it out. Nick Menard over center ice. Crimson Tide will break the other way. Coming off the bench is the Crimson Tide's Carson Lewis. The puck is tipped out of play. Just underway in our boys game after an exciting girls one, which the opposition scored in the first few seconds. This one, the boys game, the home team scores in the first few seconds of the first period. Jack Bryan out to take the draw with Pillsbury and Allard. That'll be icing. We'll face it off down in the Spaulding Crimson Tide zone. Ellison Fortin getting the start for the Crimson Tide. For the most part, they've rotated goaltenders. I think Ellison Fortin the last few games has seen more of the starts. It was Noah Long in the Rice Green Knight game, the last one for the boys team. Face-off controlled by the Red Hawks. Shot is blocked, though, by the Crimson Tide's Lewis. Picking up and firing it down before losing an edge is Zukowski. And the Crimson Tide with a potential breakout pass, but Zukowski now in his own zone. Will work the puck around. Peliquin puts a hit, though, or that's Averill Parker putting a hit on the Red Hawks as they get ready for their breakout. Stuart Allard's pass is knocked down. Tyler Booton will fire it down low. Burke almost steals a bouncing puck and walks in. Deflects high off the glass, kept in though by the Crimson Tide. Now it's Trevor Arsenault, the Crimson Tide's leading goal scorer, over center ice. Puck is tipped away by Devin Fay. Circling around at Stroh. Stroh was going back to the point for Mulaney, but he was outside the zone. Red Hawks will reset again. Bouncing it off the boards. Here's Travis Stroh. Stroh's shot is deflected high off the glass. It's going to be kept in, knocked down by the Crimson Tide. Redhawks will have to clear the zone. Crimson Tide will change it up. Evan Peliquin will chase for the puck. Peliquin has scored the Crimson Tide goal. Puck is kept in by the Crimson Tide's Garrett Cameron. Garrett Cameron has been on fire for the Crimson Tide last few games. Touch up by Trevor Arsenault, but we've got the game's first penalty. And the Redhawks will go on a power play. Interference called on the Crimson Tide's Averill Parker. Nick Menard to take the draw for the Redhawks. Crimson Tide able to fire it down. But there is another trip, and immediately 5-on-3 as the Crimson Tide draw a second penalty. Garrett Cameron goes for tripping. So after a penalty-filled girls game, our boys game is starting the same way. 5-on-3. Nick Menard will take the draw. Lots of open ice for the Redhawks to set up as they spread the ice well. Shot deflects off Fortin, goes over into the corner. It's picked up by Keefe. Keefe now with the puck for the Redhawks. Hawkins got a piece of that one. Now they look for the open player. Quick shot. A good setup there as they were looking again for Trevin Keefe toward the front of the net. It's going to be tipped out by the Crimson Tide's Reese Thayer. Fired all the way down. Douglas will stop it. Zukowski, the defenseman, skates it out. Zukowski over to Menard. Menard, good speed. Cuts in. Menard comes in looking for the inside post. Fortin got a piece of that one, and the Crimson Tide will clear it out. Still a minute to go on this 5-on-3. And the Redhawks will ice it. Not what they wanted to do with the two-man advantage. Redhawks sporting the black jerseys. I'm sure I saw them last season. That's the first time I've seen this look for the CVU Redhawks with the black jerseys, used to the other colors of all red, but it may not be new this season. By the way, this team is going to be in action again on Monday right here in Central Vermont against the U32 Raiders. Breaking in, 5-on-3. Shot is whistled by Travis Stroh. It's going to be kept in at the point. Now a second shot is let go by Devin Fay, and it's going to go back out to center ice. Penalties were close together for the 5-on-3. One will expire in 20 seconds. Almost a giveaway at center ice for Reese Thayer. Arsenault around the boards. Puck bounces over the stick. He had a good shooting angle of Zach Vincent. Couldn't get the shot off as it rolled over his stick. And the Crimson Tide will get one player back. Power play continues though for the Redhawks. A couple of nice moves in the corner. Trying to center the puck is Menard. Nick Menard in back of the net. Up against the boards. Reese Thayer gets into it, and Thayer takes a hit. Believe it was Zach Vincent putting the hit on Reese Thayer in back of the net. Both penalized players are back on for the Crimson Tide. It's 5-on-5 hockey. Here's Burke. Battle of number 8s. Burke and Zukowski. Alex Zukowski comes out with the puck. Zukowski, nice cross-ice pass over to Menard. Menard tries to cut through the D, but the Crimson Tide get a stick in there by Cameron Thayer. Again, a bouncing puck. Burke deflects that out to center ice. Redhawks look to go the other way. Ted Connery in the corner. Now Mulaney fires it back down. Averill Parker in the corner, picked up by Evan Peliquin. Here comes Peliquin. Bangs it off the boards. He'll chase for the puck. First to get there, though, is Ted Connery. Connery fires it out. Here's Travis Stroh. Stroh is going to come in. He fires it just wide. Stroh tries to dig it out of the corner. And Averill Parker will get it out for the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide try to get that to breaking Austin Kelly down. Exactly 8 minutes to go in the first period. Crimson Tide lead it by a score of 1-0. The Evan Peliquin goal just 33 seconds into this one. Devin Fay on the draw for the Red Hawks. Draws it back to the point. Now a quick shot is deflected by Zukowski. Puck is kept in by Whitcomb. Tyler Booten tries to get it out as Camden Burke is taken down and will get your first Red Hawk penalty. It is going to be a trip, and it is going to go on number 18, Zach Vincent. Crimson Tide go on a power play. Evan Peliquin on the draw. And the Crimson Tide will have to reset. Defensive pairing out there is Trevor Arsenault with Graydon Hawkins. Now off the boards. Breaking in is Garrett Cameron. Cameron goes back to the point. Now they drop it off to Hawkins. Hawkins lets a shot go through. It got all the way through. Crimson Tide will keep it in the zone. Hawkins looks for a one-timer from Arsenault. Hawkins again being harassed, though, by Nick Menard. Bouncing puck. Centered for Peliquin. A nice look by Peliquin. And a good save by Douglas. Crimson Tide will work the corners again. Puck is going to be fired around. Backhanded by Hawkins. Now here's Peliquin in the corner. It's cleared out. Here's Trevor Arsenault. Arsenault breaks in, stops, hesitates, tries to get a shot off. Works it into the corner, but it's taken away by Alex Zukowski. Zukowski, a quick touch pass. Now they try to break a quick pass, but the Crimson Tide able to get a stick in there. Just as the Red Hawks were breaking into the Crimson Tide zone. Just missing on that passing play to Devin Fay. 22 to go in the Crimson Tide power play. 6:06 to go in the period. Fay is out there with Stroh and Jones. Puck is going to be kept in. This is Travis Stroh. Austin Kelly puts him into the boards a bit. It's going to be cleared out. Bouncing puck as the Crimson Tide's Garrett Cameron is taken down. Penalized player is back on. Stroh tried to throw that puck, but it was right in back of Brady Jones, who was breaking in on net. Fortin deflects it over into the corner. Jones throws it out front. Bounces off the stick of Parker. Now the Crimson Tide break the other way. Andre Pelletier, but it's taken right back by the Red Hawks. Red Hawks keep it in at the point. Whitcomb fires it down low. Now they center it right out front. Puck is knocked down. Loose puck again in front of the net, and it's cleared wide. And here comes the Crimson Tide's Drew LaPrade. Going the other way, it's Trevin Keefe. Keefe tried to fire that one back, but it was taken back by the Crimson Tide, but it's fired back down by Alex Zukowski. Back to the point for the Red Hawks. Kelly tries to get it out for the Crimson Tide, and they will skate it in. Crimson Tide are offsides, though, as Kelly was in with LaPrade. .425 in our first period. On the face-off draw, it's fired down by Cameron Thayer. Puck is kept in by Aiden Cresco. That'll be icing on the Red Hawks. Go back down into the Red Hawk zone. Fay and Peliquin on the draw. Peliquin gets it back to Cresco. Now it's Garrett Cameron in back of the net. Cameron goes back to the point for Aiden Cresco for his shot. Almost went right on the stick of Cameron Thayer, but it was a bouncing puck. He couldn't get the shot off. Calvin Mullaney in back of his net. Crimson Tide will bring Reese Thayer out to take this draw against Devin Fay. Red Hawks try to work it around. The puck is tipped away from Stroh. Now Burke banking it off the boards. Burke with Tyler Booten. Burke steals the puck. Comes out and they score! Crimson Tide take a loose puck away from a Red Hawk defender. And Cam Burke gets it. Comes at the 3:28 mark. And the Crimson Tide with a 2-0 lead. Will be an unassisted goal. We said the Crimson Tide got to take advantage of their opportunities. Well, they have done it here in this first period against a very good goaltender, Jason Douglas. Now a 2-on-1, and the Red Hawks come in clean. Fortin comes up. He covers the 5-hole on that shot from Vincent and makes the save. Now another shot out of the corner, getting a piece of that one is let go by Nick Menard. Here's Vincent with a third shot and a save by Ellison Fortin. Three quick ones. So right after the Spaulding Crimson Tide take a 2-0 lead, Red Hawks come back with pressure. As you can see on our replay, two really good ones. Aiden Cresco fires it out. The Crimson Tide able to come away with a potential 2-on-1. Evan Peliquin toward the front of the net, wide open net, and he scores on the rebound. 3-0 Crimson Tide. As that rebound went right on his stick, goaltender had already committed. And as you check it out on the replay, boom. Two goals in a minute span for the Crimson Tide. And second goal of the game from Evan Peliquin. 3-0. Red Hawks throw it out front, and the puck goes just over a stick of number 24, Trevin Keefe.
Scored by number 26, Evan Peliquin. Assisted by number 15, Garrett Cameron. Time of the goal, 12:15.
Garrett Cameron with the assist on the Peliquin goal. 2:21 to go, first period, 3-0 Crimson Tide. Now the Redhawks bank it off the boards. Beautiful setup for Stroh. Actually, the puck was taken away. That was Keefe. Puck is going to be kept in at the point. Redhawks will fire it down low. Jason Whitcomb works it over into the corner. Crimson Tide pick up the puck. Nice move out of the corner, but the puck is stripped away, and it's going to be knocked out as Nick Menard was cutting toward the front. Crimson Tide defender got a stick on it. The Redhawks will reset again. Clearing pass, though, is over the stick. Now it's going to be picked up at center ice by Stroh. Goes off the pad of Fortin. Arsenault picks it up. Fay fires one over the net. Parker in the corner with Jones. Arsenault, nifty move along the boards. They stay on sides. Burke tries to cut toward the front of the net, but Ted Connery tipped that puck away. Big hit, Crimson Tide right in front of the penalty box. And Crimson Tide skate in, but offsides is Cameron Thayer. With 1:10 to go, first period. Spaulding boys lead this one 3-0 over the Redhawks. Evan Peliquin on the draw. He has 2 goals already this game. Now it's Aiden Cresco. Stolen away, and a quick shot is just wide. Point blank shot for Jack Bryan. Now it's Aiden Cresco. Around the boards, looking for an opening, tried to fire that out. That'll be icing, though, on the Spaulding Crimson Tide, down to 37.3 to go, first period. It'll be Reese Thayer to take the draw against Nick Menard. Thayer chopping at the puck. Goes back out. It's picked up by Sukowski, but tipped away by Tyler Booten, but Sukowski got back quickly. Now a break in is Menard. Menard stops, tries to cut toward the front of the net. Menard still has the puck on his stick. Then taken away by the Crimson Tide. Able to clear it out is Pelletier. Only 9 seconds to go, period. Menard, a quick move. Cuts toward the front of the net, tipped away. Pelletier will touch up on the puck. And the first period will come to an end as the Crimson Tide, I think it's the first time this season they have come out with 3 first period goals, including a couple of goals in a minute span. And after one, Spaulding leads CVU by a score of 3-0. We'll pick up your first period shots in just a couple of moments, and then we'll recap the scoring as the Crimson Tide have come out in this boys game. They've played hard, and they lead it by a score of 3-0 over the CVU Redhawks.
Shots on goal in the first period for CVU 8, Spaulding 5.
Redhawks with 8 shots on goal. The Crimson Tide with 5 on the scoreboard, though. Crimson Tide lead at 3-0. They scored 33 seconds in. Evan Peliquin. Then Cam Burke scored a unassisted goal midway through the period, actually at 3:28. Cam Burke unassisted, and then it was Peliquin on a shot that deflected off the goaltender Jason Douglas. Peliquin in the perfect position at the time, fired it in the open net. An assist from Garrett Cameron, and that's where we stand after 1 period of play. The Crimson Tide leading CVU by a score of 3-0. It's high school hockey action for you on CBTsport.net, CBTV channel 723.org, and CBTV channel 192. If anyone's checking out this broadcast from the Champlain Valley and you are a CVU fan, well, you know your team is coming down to Central Vermont this Monday. It's a makeup game, I believe, with the U32 Raiders, one of the top teams in D2. And you can catch that game right here on CBTsport.net. Same address. I believe it's either a 3:45 or a 4 o'clock start from the Central Vermont Memorial Civic Center, but that is coming up on Monday. We'll take a break. We'll come back with second period action for you from the BOR very shortly.
This game was made possible by Tournament Specialties, Central Vermont's corporate and team apparel specialists. If you are looking for an updated look for your business or want the latest look for your sports team, Tournament Specialties is the place to contact. Along with their embroidery and ink decorating services, they also work with groups who want a storefront to sell their items. A great way to fundraise without upfront cost and risk. Email Jeff at Tournament Specialties to learn more. tournamentdesigns@gmail.com.
Mark and I worked at Berrytown Elementary School when we were in college. We're both very family-oriented and community-driven.
Barry has a special place in our heart, obviously being our hometown.
When I met Mark and Ruben, they were college grads. 7 years later, they manage over 750 units in Vermont. In their spare time, they give back to the people they grew up with.
There are people in our community who are battling childhood cancer. This organization doesn't just financially fund their hospital bills, we actually help them out with the day-to-day expenses.
Local business owners, local community members, just a lot of local people that are congregating to help raise a lot of money for these families.
In small towns everywhere across America, this story gets repeated over and over. Local businesses coming together to support their friends, neighbors, and customers.
Our priorities and the bank's priorities align. We're all trying to make the community a better place.
This local sports video production is made possible by Maplewood Travel Service and Information Center, off Exit 7 in Berlin, featuring gas, diesel, excellent food from the deli, an exploration-worthy beer cave, and an extensive selection of candy, snacks, and soft drinks. With Maplewood locations, off Vermont 14 in South Barry, off Exit 3 in South Royalton, off US 2 in Waterbury, and on South Main Street in Rutland. When you are on the road, Maplewood is the place to go.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org. And you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
This game is made possible by CVTV723.org. If you want to support live-streamed Spaulding High School sports, please go to CVTV723.org and look for the Donate Now tab. This game was made possible by Tournament Specialties, Central Vermont's corporate and team apparel specialists. If you are looking for an updated look for your business or want the latest look for your sports team, Tournament Specialties is the place to contact. Along with their embroidery and ink decorating services, they also work with groups who want a storefront to sell their items. A great way to fundraise without upfront cost and risk. Email Jeff at Tournament Specialties to learn more. tournamentdesigns@gmail.com. This game is made possible by CVTV723.org. If you want to support live-streamed Spaulding High School sports, please go to CVTV723.org and look for the Donate Now tab.
From the Barry BOR, teams are back out on the ice getting ready for second period action. Spaulding Crimson Tide and the CVU Redhawks after one. Crimson Tide lead up by a score of 3-0. 2 goals from Evan Peliquin and 1 from Cam Burke. This the second of our doubleheader. First game was an exciting one as the Spaulding girls escaped with a 4-3 win over the Cougar Hawks in a game that the Cougar Hawks took a 2-0 lead. Crimson Tide come from behind to win 4-3 to keep the undefeated season alive. And one other score from high school hockey, big game in D2 between the U32 Raiders and Mount Mansfield Cougars. Battle of first place in D2, and it was all Mount Mansfield on their home ice. They defeated the U32 Raiders boys team by a score of 4-0. That means these CVU Redhawks on Monday are going to get a pretty angry U32 Raider team after dropping a big one to Mount Mansfield. The game just ended a couple of moments ago. Here we go with second period action. Couple of moves into the zone taken away by the Crimson Tide. Digging it out of the corner is Menard. Menard cuts through with a backhander. Fortin gets a pad on it. Nick Menard in back of the net. Has plenty of time to set up. Menard, who loves the stick handle, gets by a couple of players, but it's going to be cleared out. Whitcomb fires it back in. This is Trevor Arsenault. It's stolen away. Arsenault's pass grabbed by Keefe. Keefe in back of the net. Kept in by the Redhawks. Mulaney is able to get a stick on it. Now the Crimson Tide will fire it out. That'll be icing. Just underway. Second period action from the Barry BOR. It is Think Pink Day, Cancer Awareness Day here for both the boys and girls teams at the Barry BOR. And also a special Make-A-Wish Day. We will have a chuck-a-puck between the second and third period. We do it here, but we'd have to throw the puck through glass, which probably wouldn't go over well with Rowdy and the staff here. It'll be Reese Thayer on the draw against Devin Fay. And we have a penalty. As I was giving you useless information, Zach Vincent went into the box for the Redhawks. Oh, deflected just over the net by the Crimson Tide's Garrett Cameron. Crimson Tide on a power play. Already up 3-0. They cycle it around. This is Hawkins. Hawkins in back of the net. Centered, and Reese Thayer got the shot off. And a save by Jason Douglas. Garrett Cameron and Reese Thayer playing together well on the power play. 1:37 to go on this Crimson Tide power play. Evan Peliquin wins the draw. Reese Thayer unable to get a shot off. Trevor Arsenault throws it through a pack. It deflects off a skate. Now Reese Thayer will dig it out of the corner. Back to Hawkins. Over to Arsenault for his one-timer that is far wide of the net. It's going to be cleared out. Stopped by Ellison Fortin, and Trevor Arsenault now will skate it out. On the power play, Menard steals the puck, and then Hawkins gets a piece of it, but Menard maneuvers into the Crimson Tide zone. Now Thayer tries to get it back to Peliquin, goes over his stick as they were looking for Cameron Thayer. Here's Reese Thayer again, and the puck deflects over the Crimson Tide bench. 49 to go on the Spaulding Crimson Tide power play. 12:55 to go, second period. Tied out in front by a score of 3-0. They will bring out Austin Kelly with Drew LaPrade and I believe Carson Lewis. Or maybe Burke out there for the Crimson Tide. 42 to go on the power play. Puck is going to be picked up by Travis Stroh. Stroh short-handed. In back of the net. Up against the boards. Kelly comes away with it for the Crimson Tide. Kelly now looking for the Spaulding Crimson Tide's Tyler Booton. Now it's Kelly. Taken away by Whitcomb. He'll fire it around the boards. Kept in by the Tide's Cameron Thayer. Thayer up against the boards with Cam Burke. It's going to be cleared out. Penalized player is back on for the Red Hawks as Aiden Cresco ices the puck. Spaulding Crimson Tide boys team also has to hit the road. We mentioned the girls team has played a ton of home games, while the boys team has also. Up next for the Tide Wednesday, that tough trip to St. Albans to take on BFA. Shot is just wide of the net. Puck is going to be dug out by Connor Mullaney. Mullaney tries a circle around, taken back by the Crimson Tide. It's going to be kept in at the point now by Zukowski. Trevor Arsenault battling along the boards with Vincent. Here comes Menard, couple of nice moves. Loses it as he was getting ready to shoot. Finds the open player for a shot. Fired over the net by Trevin Keefe. Circling around is Zukowski, but the puck is knocked away. Pelletier will backhand it down on Zukowski's stick. Here's Zukowski again. He's going to go off the boards. Parker now for the Crimson Tide. Misfires. Allows a break here. And they come in, and a beautiful save by Fortin as it was a Crimson Tide giveaway. And coming up short is Trevin Keefe. See that on the replay. Fortin has had a good game for the Crimson Tide, no doubt. With zeros up on the scoreboard for the Red Hawks. Now Hawkins looking for Cam Burke. Burke got around the boards, but getting back on D was a couple of players, including Alex Zukowski. Reese Thayer works it toward the front of the net, and sprawling out, covering that one is Jason Douglas. Both teams will change things up. It'll be Evan Peliquin and Devin Fay on the draw. Unable to get a backhand shot off, and breaking the other way, it's Menard. Menard is with Stroh. Stroh tries to center it, knocked down by the Crimson Tide. It'll go back out to center ice. Nick Menard gets it in, but taken right back by Aiden Cresco. Now Menard, nice pass on the stick of Vincent. Vincent cuts in, has a wide open net, and the outstretched stick, I think, of Fortin may have caused Vincent to rethink his shot at the last second because he had room and could not bury that shot on the Crimson Tide. So close there as he comes in. And it might have just been a little bit mental with the stick. Didn't cover all of the net, but it maybe caused him to rethink his shot at the last second. Golden scoring opportunity for the Red Hawks as they win the face-off draw. Zukowski works it in, that goes off the pad, and they score! So they follow up that play with a goal, and the Red Hawks have cut the lead. It's 3-1 as they work the puck out front. And it looks like Trevin Keefe will get it. 9:50 mark of the second period. We'll pick up the official announcement on that goal.
CVU goal, scored by number 7, Connor Mullaney, assisted by number 18, second place, and
It was Connor Mullaney who got that goal for the Red Hawks. Connor Mullaney gets it. And we have got a 3-1 hockey game. Here's Trevor Arsenault for the Crimson Tide. Over to Reese Thayer. Thayer along the boards. Back to Arsenault. He'll backhand it down low. Cam Burke tries to come out of the corner. Now Parker lets a shot go through traffic, and that deflects up into the netting. Evan Peliquin to take the draw for the Crimson Tide against Devin Fay. And glove save there by Jason Douglas. Worked it back to the point. And the shot by Graydon Hawkins got through. Another face-off win. Hawkins goes over to Aiden Cresco. Cresco into the corner for Cameron Thayer. Cresco keeps it in now. They bank it off the boards. Gets it to Travis Stroh. Stroh breaks in. Shot saved by Fortin. Loose rebound. Deflects over into the corner. It's going to go all the way down into the Red Hawk zone. Puck is going to be picked up by Devin Fay. Crimson Tide will pick up the puck in their own zone. Cameron Thayer in back of his own net gets it over to Aiden Cresco. Cresco off the boards. Now cutting through center ice is Zach Vincent. Vincent loses it. Hit at center ice. And it's going to be picked up by Zukowski. Tipped away, though, by the Crimson Tide's Garrett Cameron. Zukowski's going to do it again. Alex Zukowski, drop pass, trying to cut around a player is Zach Vincent. Here comes Austin Kelly the other way for the Crimson Tide. Austin Kelly is in. He'll work it along the boards, looking for help. And taken right back by the Red Hawks. Good speed here by Nick Menard. Menard, who's a shifty player, stops. Tough angle shot. Fortin with the save, covers up that rebound with 7:34 to go in the second period. Crimson Tide will change things up. Bring out Booten, Thayer, and Burke. Parker around the boards. Kept in by the Red Hawks. Pillsbury now. Circles around, goes back to the point. Snapshot got through. There was a juicy rebound there. The shot from Mullaney. And no one there to put that in the open part of the net. Now good puck movement. That shot deflects wide. The Red Hawks put in a lot of pressure on the Crimson Tide. Now Spaulding breaks the other way. Trying to get around the player is Burke, but Mullaney was able to stop that. Thrown back in by Reese Thayer. Puck is going to be picked up by Whitcomb. Whitcomb whistles it around the boards. Peliquin steals the puck. Peliquin stops in back of the net. Throws it right out front. Douglas sprawls out and covers it up. As Evan Peliquin worked a little magic in back of the net. Got it out front for a scoring opportunity. .6:35 to go. It'll be Evan Peliquin and Devin Fay on the draw. Face-off win by the Crimson Tide. Aiden Cresco around the back of the net. And a backhander by Peliquin, saved by Douglas. Graydon Hawkins has the puck tipped away. And here's a break for Brady Jones. Tipped away, though, by the Crimson Tide. Good defensive play, as it looks like Jones was going to walk in. Now Evan Peliquin goes the other way. Quick shot, and the glove save by Douglas. Seeing a little end-to-end action here from the Barry BOR. Crimson Tide will change things up. It'll be Austin Kelly on the draw with Jack Bryan. Parker keeps it in. Cleared out, but tipped away by the Crimson Tide. This is Zach Vincent. But Trevor Arsenal with the puck in the corner. Arsenal, couple of moves. Arsenal, nice move through center ice. Goes over the blue line. The puck is tipped away. Crimson Tide will keep it in, though. That shot from the Tides. Carson Lewis looking for Austin Kelly in front of the net. It's going to be cleared back down into the Crimson Tide zone. Arsenal picks it up again. Off the boards for Parker. Nice pass. Carson Lewis skates in. Reese Thayer around the net. Gets it to Austin Kelly. Here's Kelly. Stops. Kelly again maneuvers. Now he's going to go back to the point. No, he's not. Fake that move. Kept it down low. Zukowski battling with Lewis for the Crimson Tide. Good effort from this Crimson Tide third unit as the puck is cleared back to center ice. Here's Tyler Booten. Booten throws it out front. No one there. Zukowski will ice it for CVU. Just one goal in the second period. Goal by the Redhawks. It was Calvin Mullaney, and that is it. So far in this period, Crimson Tide with 3 in the first. They lead at 3-1. Face-off win is controlled by the Crimson Tide, but taken back by the Redhawks. Stroh can't get it past Aiden Cresco. Crimson Tide keep it in with a high stick. Here's Stroh again. Tried to get that puck over, but it was taken right back by the Crimson Tide as they fire it down low. It's Jacob Whitcomb. Whitcomb looks for the crisp breakout pass over to Travis Stroh. Stroh fires it down low. Redhawks get a change up. Devin Fay gets a stick in there, tips that puck away. And as the Crimson Tide touch up, looks like we're going to have a Spaulding Crimson Tide high sticking penalty, and it is going to be on Aiden Cresco. 3:55 to go, and the Redhawks go on a power play. Zach Vincent to take the draw. Vincent wins it. Back to Zukowski. Zukowski fires it around, was looking for Connor Mullaney. Now a wide open pass, but unable to get the shot off was Connor Mullaney. Now another centering pass, and that is fired just wide, got a piece of the goaltender. That time it was Zach Vincent. Redhawks keeping the pressure on this power play. It's Menard. Menard goes back to the point for Zukowski. It's going to be cleared out by the Tide. 1:17 to go power play. Peliquin almost steals the puck, gets a piece of it for a split second. Now he'll come off. Pass goes over the stick of Keefe, goes down into the Crimson Tide zone. And Parker has the opening. He'll fire it down. Long pass coming out from Douglas. Puck is in the corner. And it's dug out of the corner. Cutting toward the front of the net was Travis Stroh. Zukowski unable to keep it in. Tyler Booton speeds in. Alex Zukowski skates it out now. Works it down, picks up his own pass, comes up, saved by Fortin. It's a bouncing puck in front of the net. And it bounced to the back portion behind the net. Only 13 seconds to go on the power play, the penalty to Aiden Cresco. And this should just about kill off the Red Hawk power play. Devin Fay goes over center ice. Fay over the blue line. Fay shot, getting a glove on it as Fortin. It trickled wide. And a hit into the boards, and that is going to be a Red Hawk penalty. Penalty is going to be on Connor Mullaney. I think they signaled boarding. 1:46 to go in the first period, and the Crimson Tide go on a power play, or roughing. Crimson Tide will bring out Evan Peliquin to take the draw. They will try to set up on a power play. Only 1:43 to go. Period. Shot got through. That went off the pad of Douglas. Now it's Hawkins. .125 to go period. It's Trevor Arsenal. Gets it over to Graydon Hawkins. Tide will set it up for the power play for Reese Thayer, but it's knocked down. Coming in shorthanded is Keefe in the corner. Taken right back by the Crimson Tide. Here comes Trevor Arsenal. Arsenal cuts in, and he scores! Power play goal for the Crimson Tides, Trevor Arsenal. And it's a 4-1 game. A pure shot. He might have done a little deep possibly on the shot. Maybe to throw the goaltender off a bit. After the Red Hawks, you thought they fought their way back, getting one. Back up to a 3-goal lead. And that was a power play goal for the Crimson Tide. As you heard, Hawkins with the assist on the Arsenal goal makes it a 3-goal lead. Puck in front of the net. It's caught in the skates of Garrett Cameron, unable to get a shot off. Now Peliquin tried to throw it out front to Cameron Thayer, goes back to the point. Averill Parker. It's Garrett Cameron in back of the net against Zukowski. Hard work there by Cameron, keeps it in. Now it's going to be thrown out to center ice. Here is Averill Parker. Only 10 seconds to go, period, taken away. A quick chance here for the Red Hawks, but the drop pass, there was no one there. And Burke is able to clear it out. Reese Thayer will touch up, and that is it. That is it for the second period of play. Each team with a goal, and the Crimson Tide have a 4-1 lead after 2 periods of play. Here's your shot.
CVU 10, Spaulding 8.
Shots for that second period were 10-8, and on the scoreboard, it's a Spaulding Crimson Tide leading it by a score of 4-1. Recapping the scoring, Crimson Tide with 3 in the first period. Peliquin, Camden Burke, and then Peliquin with a second from Garrett Cameron. Then it was CVU getting a goal from Connor Mullaney, and that was assisted by Zach Vincent and Jason Whitcomb. But then it was Trevor Arsenal getting a power play goal from Graydon Hawkins, and that's where we stand after 2 periods of play. The Crimson Tide up on the Red Hawks by a score of 4-1. It is high school hockey action on CBTsport.net. We'll take a break and we'll come back with third period action for you very shortly.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
This game was made possible by Tournament Specialties, Central Vermont's corporate and team apparel specialists. If you are looking for an updated look for your business or want the latest look for your sports team, Tournament Specialties is the place to contact. Along with their embroidery and ink decorating services, they also work with groups who want a storefront to sell their items. A great way to fundraise without upfront cost and risk. Email Jeff at Tournament Specialties to learn more. tournamentdesigns@gmail.com.
Hi everybody, happy Friday. It's January 20th, 2023. I'm here at Barry City Elementary Middle School in the Peak team with Allison Cordemanch, one of our special educators in the middle school here, and I'm also with Chief Bryn Vale of the Barry City Police Department. We just had a great experience here. Allison, what was this about today?
So I'm in a master's program right now through Southern New Hampshire University, and part of that is bringing the community to my students and doing alternative learning and working and just connecting my students with important people in our community. So my first person I thought of was Chief Vale, and I thought he'd be a great person to connect the kids with, but also for them to get a little insight about what he does, what education he needed for it, and just overall the responsibilities of his job, and hoping to get them inspired and maybe want to do something like this someday, or just inspired and thinking towards their futures.
Well, thank you. And the students of Barry are so fortunate to be able to establish relationships with the police in both here at Barry City and at Barrytown with Chief Dodge and his team in the Barrytown Police Department. And in a moment, we're going to talk with Corporal Fleury here at Barry City. But Chief Vale, what was this like for you today?
Oh, it was great. The students got to ask me about, why I became a police officer, what it took to become a police officer, right down to some comical questions like, what's my favorite donut, which cops don't eat donuts. I'm going to throw that out there now.
Everything bagel is your thing.
Exactly. Everything bagels toasted with cream cheese. And they've asked some very good questions that hopefully they can think about if they want to continue down a path of law enforcement.
And they were an incredibly respectful audience. Well done, Peak
Good job,
team.
guys. You're great.
Yeah, so we'll check out a little bit of what happened today. Then we'll have a quick conversation with Corporal Fleury. Chief Vale, thanks for joining us
Thank
today.
you. Thanks for having
Allison.
me.
I asked Chief Vale if you could take them home, the canines.
Yep.
I'm a dog person. I've grown up around dogs like most of my life. A dog actually saved me once when I was younger, 2 or 3.
Yep. Now, why were you? What did he say about bringing the canine?
He said only Gaylord was allowed to bring the canine home. That's only because he works with them. He's basically a pet.
Yep.
I asked him if he ever used his job to get him out of trouble.
Oh, and what did he say to that?
He said no, there's rules.
Yep.
So I asked him how long he's been working for. He said 33 years. So I always wanted to see how long they've been working, because some people just started or have been working for a while, and sometimes I want to support them because, well, sometimes they can lose people that are important to them, or close friends or close family members. So if that shows, I can tell, like, maybe they lost somebody and don't always want to ask personal questions.
Mackenzie asked a great question about crime scene investigation, CSI. Why did you ask Chief that question?
I asked that question because I always took an interest in forensic science. I liked how you could collect the DNA or strand of hair and collect the DNA from that little piece of hair. I also liked how where the placement of anything is, it tells a story. it leads up to part after part, just like putting the pieces together. It also morphs the story out of what's placed.
Well, that was great. I'm here with Corporal Jason Fleury, longtime colleague of mine. Jason has been the school resource here at Barry City, I think, since its inception, since we started pretty close.
Pretty close.
Pretty
Not
close.
quite, but close.
But
Yeah.
What's your role here
Well,
with the kids?
I'm the most senior patrol officer in the Barry City Police Department. I, as well, has been police officer for 33 years. Of those 33, I'm climbing close to 19 and a half here at Barry City School.
Yeah.
Most of our history.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been here a substantial part of my career. And the reason why I stay here is because I enjoy, watching over the kids and keeping people safe. That's a plus. I also enjoy coming into classrooms and teaching once in a while. All in all, it's a fun experience, and all the meeting people and the generations now that we've gone through.
Oh yeah, and Miss C and I can attest to the impact you have on the kids here. I got to see it the 3 years I was principal here, and you're right, it's generations now at this point, Corporal Fleury, and thank you for that. So again, just how lucky our students are here in Barry to establish those relationships early on in their lives as they get ready. And in the case today, got to have an opportunity to see maybe if they want to be a police officer themselves someday. So this is a great visit. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks, Pete, guys. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the snow. Yay! And we'll be back in touch next week.
Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels, located in East Montpelier, Vermont. Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
Vermont middle and high school students can start college for free at the Community College of Vermont. Get a taste of college life and learn about options after high school by attending an Access Day and enrolling in our Intro to College and Careers class. Juniors and seniors are eligible for 2 dual enrollment vouchers, each good for 1 free CCV course. And seniors can complete their last year of high school and first year of college at the same time through the Early College Program. They can even stay at CCV and earn a free associate degree through the McClure Free Degree Promise. Learn more at gotocollegevt.org.
This game was made possible by Tournament Specialties, Central Vermont's corporate and team apparel specialists. If you are looking for an updated look for your business or want the latest look for your sports team, Tournament Specialties is the place to contact. Along with their embroidery and ink decorating services, they also work with groups who want a storefront to sell their items. A great way to fundraise without upfront cost and risk. Email Jeff at Tournament Specialties to learn more. tournamentdesigns@gmail.com.
Mark and I worked at Berrytown Elementary School when we were in college. We're both very family-oriented and community-driven.
Barry has a special place in our heart, obviously being our hometown.
When I met Mark and Ruben, they were college grads. 7 years later, they manage over 750 units in Vermont. In their spare time, they give back to the people they grew up with.
There are people in our community who are battling childhood cancer. This organization doesn't just financially fund their hospital bills, we actually help them out with the day-to-day expenses.
Local business owners, local community members, just a lot of local people that are congregating to help raise a lot of money for these families.
In small towns everywhere across America, this story gets repeated over and over. Local businesses coming together to support their friends, neighbors, and customers.
Our priorities and the bank's priorities align. We're all trying to make the community a better place.
This local sports video production is made possible by Maplewood Travel Service and Information Center, off Exit 7 in Berlin, featuring gas, diesel, excellent food from the deli, an exploration-worthy beer cave, and an extensive selection of candy, snacks, and soft drinks. With Maplewood locations, off Vermont 14 in South Barry, off Exit 3 in South Royalton, off US 2 in Waterbury, and on South Main Street in Rutland. When you are on the road, Maplewood is the place to go.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org. And you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
This game is made possible by CVTV723.org. If you want to support live-streamed Spaulding High School sports, please go to CVTV723.org and look for the Donate Now tab.
From the Barry BOR, teams are back out on the ice, getting ready for third period action. Spaulding Crimson Tide and the CVU Redhawks. through 2 periods. The Crimson Tide lead this one by a score of 4-1, which may surprise some people around the state. Records coming into this one, the Red Hawks were at 5-5-2, right in the middle of the pack of D1, and Spaulding at 1-8-2. The Crimson Tide's lone victory was against D2 St. John's Bury in overtime. But the Crimson Tide have buried their chances in this game, and that is really kind of the story of this one. Crimson Tide have had not numerous scoring chances, but they've buried almost all of them. And very good goaltending from the Crimson Tide's Ellison Fortin has kept it a 4-1 game. 3-goal lead for the Spaulding Crimson Tide. In our Think Pink game, folks coming out to support cancer awareness, and many donations also came in during the game. Also our special Make-A-Wish game, and a lot of donations for Marcus Bisson. All right, puck is on the ice, underway with the 3rd period. It'll be a quick icing. We mentioned this once before, but folks up in the Champlain Valley, maybe they follow the Red Hawks. They have a makeup game coming up Monday against the U32 Raiders, and if you can't make it down to that one, we will have it for you right here on cbtsport.net from the Central Vermont Memorial Civic Center. U32 Raiders, tough loss. The boys defeated by Mount Mansfield, the top team in the league, earlier today by a score of 4-0. Zukowski off the boards, but kept in by the Crimson Tide. Breaking toward the front of the net and trying to get the redirect off was Cameron Thayer. Got a little bit of it in on Douglas. And now backhanded out. Alex Zukowski off the boards. Thrown back in by the Crimson Tide. It's Nick Menard. Menard will skate it in over the blue line. Menard tries to cut through Graydon Hawkins. Lost the puck, though, as he's heading toward the front of the net. Crimson Tide unable to clear it out. Now Graydon Hawkins again on the boards, but it's kept in. Kept in by the Red Hawks. Devin Fay works the puck around and taken right back by the Crimson Tide. Peliquin was looking for Burke, but that was taken right back by Brady Jones. Jones shot, and Fortin comes up with a save. Quick change up for the Red Hawks, as well as the Crimson Tide. Jack Bryan to take the draw. It's going to be kept in, but now the Crimson Tide will fire it down low, trying to bank it off the boards. Whitcomb, though, keeps it in with his stick. Now here's Tyler Booton. Tipped in by Cam Burke. Whitcomb goes around the boards. It's going to be kept in by Arsenault. Now it's fired out to center ice. Pillsbury tried to clear it out. Crimson Tide throw it back in. Here comes LaPrade. LaPrade cuts toward the front of the net, picks up the puck. Drew LaPrade in back of the net. Works it around near side boards. As play continues on, it is Drew LaPrade and Miles Emmons. Red Hawks will bank it off the boards. Arsenault will chip it in, getting around the defender. Keefe goes wide. Keefe tries to cut toward the front of the net. Fortin had the angle covered, though, with his pad, and the puck is going to be cleared out by the Crimson Tide. Douglas will stop it, and Hawkins will throw it down. Tide get there first. Garrett Cameron tried to center that puck. Tried to get that floater pass to Devin Fay, but knocked down by the Crimson Tide. We played very well defensively this game. Now it's Cameron Thayer comes in. Tried to cut toward the front of the net. Puck trickled off his stick. Menard breaks the other way. Nick Menard cuts in. Missing the check is Crimson Tide's Garrett Cameron or Cameron Thayer, and the puck goes right back to Alex Zukowski. Thinks twice and circles back again. Shot is fired into the corner, picked up by Vincent, Zach Vincent. Works it back to the point. And as they touch up, we got a stoppage of play right in front of the Crimson Tide bench. Was a little bit out of review. I think a player lost a helmet out there. Face-off will be down in the Crimson Tide zone. Devin Fay to take the draw. Was trying to work it over to Stroh. Now they go back to the point for a shot. Deflects around like a pinball, but goes wide over into the near side corner. And Trevor Arsenault works it out over center ice, but kept in. May have been just outside the blue line. Getting a stick on that one was Brady Jones. 11:05 to go, third period. Spaulding Crimson Tide lead this one 4-1 over the CVU Red Hawks. Next for the Crimson Tide, they hit the road to St. Albans on Wednesday. Both the boys and girls teams have games up at Collins Pearly and St. Albans. In fact, the boys not back here until I think February the 11th. Puck is fired down by Nick Menard. Connor Mullaney working it in back of the net, getting it over to Keefe. Now it goes back to Menard. Menard works it down low to Vincent. Vincent spins in the corner. Vincent tries to come out with it. Trevor Arsenault gets a stick in there. Is able to get that puck away. Stolen right back, and then as it looked like the Red Hawks were going to break in on net, Vincent had it on a stick, but then Trevor Arsenault was able to knock that puck away. Here come the Red Hawks. It's Jack Bryan over the blue line. Puck is kept in, and coming in with a nice look is Aiden Pillsbury. Pillsbury gets the shot, and saved by Ellison Fortin. Jack Bryan on the draw. Puck is in back of the net. Crimson Tide come away with it. Cameron Thayer off the boards. Here's a break now for Evan Peliquin. Peliquin comes in, and he scores! Evan Peliquin for the Crimson Tide, and that is a hat trick. 5-1. As Evan Peliquin gets his third of the game. That's his fourth of the season, third of the game for Evan Peliquin. And I imagine that is the first hat trick of his high school career, as the puck goes off the ice and it's given to assistant coach Denver Heath, as the Crimson Tide jump out by a score of 5-1. It's Trevor Arsenault. Hawkins gets his second assist of the game. Here's Devin Fay. Bounces off his stick. He picks up the puck again. Fay with a shot, and a nice save by Fortin. Devin Fay fired that right on net. Looking for the 5-hole, and Fortin covered it up. Zach Vincent out to take the draw. Aiden Kresko around the boards, trying to break this one over to Tyler Booton. But it is going to be icing. Just missed on that breakout pass to Booten. Nine to 3 or 9:03 as the puck goes back into the Crimson Tide zone. It'll be Vincent on the draw. Against Cam Burke. Reese Thayer around the boards was looking for Burke, but it's going to be kept in and fired down low by Alex Zukowski. And the box is opened up for the Crimson Tide. And into the box for the Crimson Tide is going to be Graydon Hawkins. We'll get the call on that. I don't know if it's an unsportsmanlike or a misconduct penalty. So it looks like it's going to be a misconduct on Graydon Hawkins. Still be 5-on-5 though. But the Crimson Tide will lose one of their top defenders. Meantime, here comes Trevor Arsenal. Arsenal skates in, cuts around, throws it out front. Shot got through, and a nice save by Douglas on Garrett Cameron on the setup from Trevor Arsenal. Alex Zukowski in back in the net, but pounding his way through him is Cameron. Good battle right now. Cameron Thayer up against the boards. Reese Thayer with Connor Mullaney, and here comes Menard. Nick Menard comes in. Puck was not on his shooting side as he got in tight on goaltender Fortin. Couldn't get the shot off he wanted. And it's going to be cleared back out. Alex Zukowski trying to catch the Crimson Tide on a changeup. Puck deflected over into corner by Ellison Fortin. Crimson Tide will break the other way. A.J. Romeo fires the puck down in to the Red Hawk zone. Here comes Nick Menard. Menard tried to do a nifty move over the blue line, lost it, and the Crimson Tide break the other way. It's Karel Paquin. Paquin breaks in with Kelly and just missed on that pass to Kelly, who was breaking toward the front of the net as the Crimson Tide working their third and fourth units in. Here's Pillsbury. He's had a couple of chances this period. That shot is just wide. Puck trickles over the stick. Romeo tries to get it out. Crimson Tide will break the other way as they'll fire it down. Chasing for it is LaPrade. LaPrade speeds in, gets a stick on it. Is forced off the puck. Stroh will try to get it out, but it's backhanded in by the Tide's Miles Emmons. Red Hawks in the corner. Seamus Phelan will start the breakout. Crimson Tide penalty coming up, I believe. Now Stroh maneuvers around the corner, and as the Spaulding Crimson Tide touch up, they will go into the box, and we'll get a power play for the Red Hawks. Red Hawks are down by 4. It's going to be on the Spaulding Crimson Tide's Andre Pelletier, who will go for interference at 6:31. 6:31 to go in the period. Vincent on the draw. Aiden Cresco fires it around. It's going to go outside the zone. Alex Zukowski circles back, gets it over to Nick Menard. Menard looks for an opening, loves to rush the puck. He cuts through. Menard gets by a couple of players, lost it during his final move, still has it. Menard again on the puck, but it's going to be cleared out by the Crimson Tide. Zukowski off the boards to Keefe. Keefe gets it over to Mulaney. Connor Mulaney throws it out front, but a Crimson Tide defender able to knock that puck away. Puck is kept in by Zukowski. And Evan Peliquin, who's got the hat trick in this game, is able to clear it out. Minute to go on the Red Hawk power play. Bursting into the Tide zone, but taken right away and fired down. Here's Calvin Mulaney. Mulaney gets it over to Travis Stroh. Stroh fans on a shot, working his way into the Tide zone. Stroh now picks it up in back of the net. Stops in the corner. Stroh gets it over to Fay, and Fay scores! A power play goal by Devin Fay. And the Crimson Tide lead is now 5-2. It'll be Fay from Travis Stroh. Cuts the Crimson Tide lead to 3. And right on the opening faceoff, not what the Red Hawks wanted to do after getting the goal to cut it to 3. The Red Hawks go in the penalty box. Devin Fay draws a penalty just when this team had cut it down to 3, and there's only 5 minutes to go in the third period. Tied on a power play. Peliquin wins the draw. Averill Parker over to Aiden Cresco. Quick snapshot and a save by Jason Douglas. That was Trevor Arsenault letting the shot go. Averill Parker's shot from the point, and it's snagged by Jason Douglas. Peliquin got it to Garrett Cameron. Crimson Tide fired in, deflects off Douglas. Juicy rebound in front of the net for a few seconds. Now Parker fires it down low. It's Garrett Cameron over to Parker. Parker finds player breaking in, I think it was Trevor Arsenault, and couldn't quite connect on that. Now Arsenault goes back to the point over to Parker. Parker's shot is tipped wide by Mulaney. Circling around is Menard. Puck is taken right back by the Crimson Tide. Shot is blocked by Zukowski. They go back to Parker, and here comes Mulaney. Mulaney breaks in, and getting his stick in there is Trevor Arsenault, as Mulaney broke down with Trevin Keefe, but Arsenault got the stick in there to knock that one away. 42 to go on the Crimson Tide. Actually, 1, 2, 3 counting time on the Crimson Tide power play. That's going to be deflected out of play with 3:25 to go. Crimson Tide putting up 5 this game. I believe that is the high mark for the season as far as goals scored. Early in the season, the Crimson Tide boys team really had a trouble scoring. Once we've gotten into the latter part of the month of January, they've had a little more luck finding the back of the net. Bouncing puck goes right on the stick of Tyler Booten, bouncing a little bit too much though, and it went over his stick. Here's Calvin Mulaney in back of the net. Taken right back by the Crimson Tide. They throw it out front. Austin Kelly takes a hit in back of the net, gets back up, throws it back to Tyler Booten through traffic, deflects off the goaltender, and picking up the rebound is Burke. And Burke scores for the Crimson Tide, makes it 6-2. You see on the replay, the initial shot. Burke is there to bury it and let the celebration begin. 6-2 game. For Cam Burke, it's the second goal of the season. Under 3 minutes to go. And breaking in, Drew LaPrade, but getting back is Zukowski. Tyler Booten picks up the assist as that shot got through, and a save by the Crimson Tide's Ellison Fortin. Here comes the Crimson Tide's Pelletier into the Red Hawk zone. It's picked up by Menard. Menard will skate it out, couple of defenders back. Menard comes in, cuts through the D, but the puck is taken away by Paquin. Emmons and Paquin in the corner. Emmons clears the puck out to center ice. And that puck is thrown out of play, which in the NHL that would have been delay of the game, which is not a penalty at this level. 1:44 to go. On the draw, it's Carson Lewis. Lewis now with a shot. Got through, was just wide, might have got a piece of the goaltender. Now here comes Travis Stroh. Stroh works it in, banks it off the boards. Stroh circles, had Devin Fay cutting toward the front of the net. Stroh still with the puck. Lets a shot go, gets the post. You could hear that clang in downtown Barrie. Here come the Red Hawks again. It's Jackson White along the boards, taken right back by the Crimson Tide. Carson Lewis fires it down low. Zukowski stops in his own zone. Zukowski is going to wind it up, try to get through this Crimson Tide D. Reese Thayer got a stick in there, though, to knock that puck away. Aiden Pillsbury in the corner tries to work it out front. Here's Drew LaPrade. LaPrade will fire it out to center ice. Menard battling with Emmons. 19 seconds ago, Nick Menard skates in, tries to split the D, which he's done quite a bit this game. But most times, his final move, the Crimson Tide have all the answers and are able to tip that puck away. Down to just 6 seconds. You can hear the noise from the Spaulding Crimson Tide bench as they pick up their biggest, most impressive win of the season by far, as the Spaulding Crimson Tide boys come away with a 6-2 win over the CVU Redhawks, and they are celebrating around goaltender Ellison Fortin, who played very well this game. Fortin was key this game. The Crimson Tide played good defensively, and they put the puck in the net 6 times, which was their biggest output of the season, and Spaulding comes away with a victory for the Crimson Tide. They pick up their second win of the season. They go to 2-8-2 on the season. And for the Red Hawks, they fall to 5-6-2. To recap the scoring, Crimson Tide with a big first period. Evan Peliquin got the Crimson Tide going just 33 seconds into this one. Then at the 3:28 mark, late in the first period, Cam Burke scored. And it was Evan Peliquin getting his second goal of the game from Garrett Cameron. After one, it was 3-0 as we get your final shots. Crimson Tide were outshot, but they put it up on the scoreboard, winning by a score of 6-2. So the Tide with 3 in the first period. Then it was the Red Hawks getting back on a Connor Mulaney's goal from Zach Vincent and Nick Menard. But the Crimson Tide answered with a Trevor Arsenal goal. Then Evan Peliquin scored from Graydon Hawkins. Then Devin Fay from Travis Stroh. And it was Cam Burke closing out the scoring from Tyler Booton. Crimson Tide win it by a score of 6-2. That's going to wrap up our broadcast from the Barry BOR. So it's a sweep for Spaulding. The girls win by a score of 4-3 in the first game over the CVU MMU Cougar Hawks. And in the nightcap, the boys win 6-2 over the CVU Red Hawks. If you are a Red Hawk fan and you can't make it down Monday, join us Monday as the Red Hawks take on the U32 Raiders from the Central Vermont Memorial Civic Center. Want to thank our broadcast crew, our producer Todd Mansfield and Hunter Mansfield on camera. I'm Jim Severance. Good night from the Barry BOR.
This has been a local sports video production brought to you by CVTsport.net, your local sports video leader. We'd like to thank our longtime partners, CVTV723.org, channel 192 and 194, Central Vermont Community Access Television, and Orca Media, Onion River Community Access Television in the greater Montpelier area is media for the people.
My daddy made this. Daddy!